What's up? It's your boy Stevie83 and I'm back with another react. You know what I'm saying? Today we're reacting to the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Well, supposedly, allegedly, Drake sent out some shots and told him don't never come to Toronto or that's going to be the end of him. That's going to be the end of it for him.
Bruh.
So we're going to react to that. We're going to see what it's like. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get up to 5,000. We're pushing for 5,000 right now, man. I know we can do it. I know y'all can do it. So we're going to get right into it. These people crazy.
So remember when Drake said if Kendrick pulled up to the 6, it's smoke? Yeah,
Yep.
That wasn't just rap cap, because now Kendrick has dropped a video claiming that Drake tried to take him out. This ain't no rap beef anymore. This is real life danger. Is Drake about
I did not hear none of this. Where have I been at?
to be investigated? Could he even get arrested? Let's break it down. Street making death moves. Yo, check this wild out. Apparently, Drake tried to take out Kendrick using his aliate.
Hold up. What do you say?
About to be investigated? Could he even get arrested? Let's break it down. Street making death moves.
Nah. Drake is definitely not no street man. He is definitely not. Let's start that off here. He is definitely not from the streets.
Yo, check this wild out. Apparently, Drake tried to take out Kendrick using his aliate, a Toronto goon named Top 5. And the
Top
thing is,
Five.
Top
That
5
goofy ain't gonna take
long
none
before this even went down.
Somebody just tried to take his neck out. Like, you don't know the Top 5's history, man. Look right here. There's a video right there we did on it.
This dude had just beaten a murder case, and instead of laying low, he's out here talking rap.
He got lucky for him
Kendrick would
for that body. He got lucky.
Thought about stepping foot in the 6.
I guess he said that Drake, paid for his lawyer and helped him get off and everything else like that. He did an interview and he basically threatened to shoot Kendrick if he comes to Toronto.
But hold up, the OGs who really know what's good in these streets wasn't buying into Top 5.
I ain't buying that.
Whack 100, who's been around enough real killers and authentic street cats.
I ain't buying that.
Serve this clown the coldest reality check.
But Whack a Crack is a cop himself. They saying Whack is the police itself.
There's nobody, dude. Come on, we watched this same dude get mushed in the face and kicked in the ass. Oh, I was only 19.
Whack
So?
wasn't playing no games with his assistant.
I was 14 and ain't nobody kicking me in my ass, mushing me in my face unless we scrapping. I don't know who they talking to, but you ain't put your hands on me unless we scrapping.
Bruh.
And I'm not the type to even do that. I'm the one to strike first. What you talking about?
I don't know where y'all come from.
They better ask somebody.
Bro, we off the porch at 12.
Facts.
Right? We ain't going for that. What you mean you was only 19 when you got mushed in the face?
19. That's old.
How old you supposed to be when you got the heart of a man? Not allow that to happen.
Part of a man.
Do a lot of talking.
Real recognize real, and this was exposing Top 5 as a straight up fraud who got his
Goofy.
card pulled on camera.
He's a goofy, and he just got his neck
But
slit.
even though the streets knew Top 5 was cap, the threat itself couldn't be slept on. This shit was happening right in the middle of the break.
Look, here's the thing, man. It don't take a tough guy. It don't take a solid, rock solid, thorough ass dude. It don't take a street boy. It don't take none of that to pull a trigger. Any coward, any yellow, any soft ass dude can pull a trigger. Let's get that straight here.
Kendrick beef that had already turned violent and deadly. We ain't talking about no regular rap battle.
I seen plenty of cowards that pulled triggers.
Real consequences in the real world. See, this whole mess started way back when these two titans of the culture was just young niggas trying to make it.
A cockroach will fight if you back it in a corner.
Kendrick stepped on Big Sean's control and called out Drake and a bunch of other rappers, letting these cats know he was coming for their heads lyrically. Back then, it was just competitive rap.
Lyrically, did you hear that word? Did y'all guys hear that word? Lyrically. He was coming after his head lyrically.
For over a decade, both these niggas kept it mostly subliminal, throwing shots here and there, but never really going all the way in. Drake would drop slick bars on joints like The Language, and Kendrick would reback with tracks like King Kunta, but it stayed in that gray area where real heads could peep the shots, but it never got too disrespectful. All that changed in 2024 when shit got nuclear. J. Cole hopped on Drake's first-person shooter, talking about the big three in hip-hop, putting himself, Drake, and Kendrick in some elite
Himself?
But Kendrick wasn't
anybody that makes a chart or what do you call them, a tier list, couldn't think of it there, a tier list, anybody makes a tier list, they can't put themselves on it. You can't put yourself on your own tier list. Other people got to put you on their tier lists. You can't do that. That's like anybody walking around saying they hard, they tough, they not a snitch. They the weakest probably in the bunch. They the first ones to roll. Can't hold water.
Having none of that sharing the throne bullshit. On March 22nd,
none of that bullshit.
This nigga got
we gonna sit on my lap
like that and straight up rejected that whole concept. Basically saying, F the big three. It's just
ain't nobody trip. Let's get it straight. If they only got one chair and two people got to sit in it, Drake is definitely sitting on a motherfucker's lap. Let's go.
Big me. That's when all hell broke loose, and we got to witness the most vicious rap battle in hip hop history. Drake came back with push-ups on April 19th.
The Biggie Pac went way more than this. Way more harder than this.
This dude dropped Euphoria, 616 in LA, Meet the Grams, and Not Like Us. Basically a whole
not like us. Not like us.
These wasn't just regular diss records either.
They not like us.
Had some serious allegations that crossed all types of lines. Kendrick was accusing Drake of hiding kids and doing some real nasty shit with underage females, while Drake...
What? Hiding what? Anytime your name get brought up in some kid stuff, you need to be highly investigated.
Was Ringback saying Kendrick beat
highly
and questioning if his kids was really his.
This
was
all tiers of the law.
Way beyond rap. But here's where it got real scary. The violence started jumping to the screen and into the streets. On May 7th, 2024, some shooters pulled up on Drake's mansion in Toronto and lit up his security guard. The homie took bullets, including one to the chest. And
I love that stuff.
Emergency surgery. This wasn't no warning shots. This was some kill or be killed type energy. The timing was suspect as fuck too. This shooting went down just days after Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, which had Drake's crib right there on the cover art. Toronto.
This little punk ass dude right here, the one that shot the what? He threw balls at it, man. Ain't no way he threw at the crib. That
after Kendrick dropped Not Like
goofy
Us, Drake's crib right there on the cover art. Toronto police said they was investigating, but couldn't confirm.
She put Drake's crib on the cover art.
The streets knew what time it was. The violence didn't stop.
Get him!
More goons tried to run up on Drake's spot with break-ins and trespassing.
Get him!
Making it clear that this nigga's safety was really in jeopardy. The
pattern
was looking like some coordinated street shit. Like multiple crews was feeling emboldened to test Drake's security.
Get him!
All the disrespect in the music. Real street niggas started drawing parallels to the darkest chapters in hip-hop history.
I don't know where. What was that? What was that show that he played on?
When Pac and Biggie's beef turned deadly and changed the culture forever. The media and social media was already connecting dots between the shooting and the feud, even though the police was trying to keep that speculation in check. Charlamagne Tha God, who's always been about keeping the culture safe, was urging niggas not to jump to conclusions without facts.
Charlamagne.
Hit deer.
Hey, they can say what they say about Charlamagne, but he is a good podcaster. You gotta give him that. I'm a man. I give props where props I feel is due. He is a good podcaster.
Because he remembered how rumors and assumptions.
What he is off podcast as a man, I can't judge that. I don't know him.
When you got security guards catching bullets at the same time, diss tracks dropping, the connection was obvious to anyone with eyes. So when Top 5 stepped up with his death threats against Kendrick, it wasn't happening in a vacuum. This was layered on top of real violence that had already popped O. The fact that this goon supposedly had Drake's money backing his murder case defense made the threat even more serious. Like Drake might have.
I don't even know how. I mean, it was like low-key sus how Homeboy even got mixed up with Drake. Like, it's low-key sus.
Tony Yayo's breakdown of the situation showed how deep this street politics could get.
The whole thing is, when you say certain things, you gotta remember the police and the feds are watching. So, yeah, top 5 niggas a street presser, Bun. Drake, he got real over there. Top, he got real over there.
Yayo was acknowledging that both sides had authentic street connections, but also
they got authentic street connections, but they too far in the limelight now to even be the real hitter. Like, let's be honest here, man. You not even gonna be the one to do it. You ain't even gonna be the one to do it.
It's some that these two could get on the phone and maybe work out, maybe not. But they multi-millionaires. So for top 5 and all getting into it and different people, I just think you just gotta be careful because police is watching.
The veteran was pointing out the absurdity. Here's two of the richest cats in the culture, and street niggas was ready to catch bodies over their beef. As word of Top 5's threats spread through the hood and the industry, everyone realized this beef had crossed into some unprecedented territory. You had public
it done crossed international water.
Real street niggas,
not water but land.
Started as a lyrical battle. The combination of authentic violence and manufactured tough guy shit created a perfect storm that threatened to consume anyone who got caught.
Listen, when it comes to men competing, unless it's in a controlled environment, like if it ain't no rules sit down and referees, motherfuckers ain't gonna get along. They not. Men competing just not gonna get along. It's not gonna happen like lyrically or nothing, because sooner or later a dude's gonna make a mistake, slip up, do something stupid, and next thing you know, you got a battle going on.
Up in it. The question that had every real one in the culture spooked at the time was, would Kendrick really be crazy enough to test these threats by actually showing up in Toronto?
Hell yeah!
What type of street justice and violent consequences would unfold in a city where blood had already been spilled over this beef? Because let's be real, Drake's name has been attached to bodies.
Nothing, because he ain't gonna come alone. He ain't gonna come by himself. And I'm gonna just say it like this, man. I'm from the outside looking in, but I'm from the United States, man. I'm rocking with LA on this one. I just feel like people from LA is just tougher than motherfuckers from Toronto. I'm just gonna say it. Bash me if you want, but do it in the comments section. Like the video while you're there. Quit being a bug.
And deadly connections.
Quit being a bust.
Drake Kendrick street war couldn't get no darker. Some real sinister connections started surfacing that linked Drake's name to actual murder cases and had the whole culture questioning how deep this violence really went in hip-hop's elite circles. The bombshell dropped from the most unexpected place. Dedrick Williams, one of the shooters, who bodied XXXTentacion back in 2018,
that's just about money now.
Trying to drag Drake into that murder case. This Williams, who was already facing life in the pen, was working with his lawyer Mauricio Padilla to point nungers at Drake, bringing up some old beef and some eerie.
I think he already got sentenced to life, but now you gotta listen. Here's the thing with people like this, and I don't know Derek, the dude that took out Tentacion. I don't know him for a can of paint, but I can tell by his demeanor and his judgment, and he got all day in the joint. He ain't never coming home. These dudes ain't got nothing to do, man. It gets boring in that bit, for real. It gets boring in there. So they ain't got nothing to do but mess with people. He seemed like he could get this stuff in court and jam a bunch of court systems up and stuff. They do that. That's what they do. I've seen it. I've seen it too many times. Men in the joint just messing with the court system just to do it, just to have something to do.
Social media posts. The evidence was giving us some real spooky vibes. XXXTentacion, that young wildcat from Florida, had posted some prophetic shit on
Florida
Instagram
be breeding some
if
wild
tries
people.
To kill me, it was at Champagne Poppy Drake. I'm snitching RN. Even though X claimed his account got hacked afterward, that post was looking real deering in hindsight. Whack 100, who stays plugged into all the street politics and industry drama, broke down the disturbing allegations with that insight.
As he's wearing an OVO shirt.
It only comes from being deep in the game.
He's coming down on the pill. The driver or the shooter, one of the two. He's screaming Drake's name.
He's a driver.
Coming down on the pill, he was talking about that pressure.
The shooter was Bowman.
That makes niggas start snitching and pointing angels when they facing life sentences.
You have the attorney saying a lot of things, right? Me personally, I don't think that's Drake's style. I don't think Drake's into that.
Nah,
I don't think he had a reason to do that.
Wax seemed to be defending Drake's character, but then he dropped some real knowledge about how these industry beefs can spiral into federal cases.
But, right, when you start playing with certain people, right? When you start playing with certain people, we're witnessing this as we speak. When you start puffing on the wrong cigar,
exactly,
smoke will come.
Smoke will come.
Puff Daddy play with the wrong people. Right? And we watch something.
This should be a PSA right here.
Exaggerated to a point to where fun or what people chose to do is now a federal case and you looking at 30, 40, 50 years, right?
That reference to Diddy was cold as ice. Wack was basically saying Drake might be walking down that same dangerous path where celebrity beefs and
having them freak outs. Ain't no way. Y'all think Drake be on them freak outs like Diddy?
Federal time. The parallels was scary. Both moguls who started
his people be a lot younger though.
Dangerous people who could bring down everything they built.
You know, we watched Geronimo Pratt.
If this hits 25, if we get 25 likes on today's video, we'll do a Geronimo Pratt video.
Right? You know, oh, we didn't know. Now we know. Okay, we'll let him go.
Y'all know who Geronimo Pratt is. Leave it in the comment section.
I don't think certain things are a coincidence when things start happening when other things are happening.
Exactly. Ain't no such thing as ain't no such thing as coincidences, in my opinion. I don't believe in them. I don't mess with it. Ain't not everything happens for a reason or by a reason. From
I'm thinking about the event that happened over there. Let me tell you something. When the first dude stepped up to Rose, the little short fat one that looked like Bam Bam Bigelow from wrestling, when he stepped up, and then I squat down in his eyes and told him what I said. Basically, boy, if I hit you, I'm gonna see everything you ate for the last 2 days. His dropped out of his. And then I got hit with a drink. I'm still convinced ain't no punch me. Somebody said, Rose tried to punch you. He hit you. I say, nah. He had to throw a drink, because throwing a drink would have been way more disrespectful than screaming, I know MMA!
Even though Ross was trying to minimize what happened,
I know MMA.
Drake's fans had put hands on another major artist just for supporting Kendrick. Drake co-signing the attack by liking posts about it on social media showed that the line between and real street consequences had completely disappeared. But the most disturbing revelation was still
baby.
Word started spreading about Drake allegedly sending messages to Kendrick's team.
He wasn't in the streets. He wasn't in the streets. He was on Degrassi.
Reports was true.
In a motherfucking wheelchair.
Lost perspective on what this beef was supposed to be about. The idea of a pop star describing himself as a mob boss while making threats against another artist's crew was some next level delusion. It suggested someone who had been surrounded by yes men and street cosplay.
I love the internet, man. I love it. There ain't no other place than this. You can be whoever you want to be.
Analysis of the corporate politics behind the scenes provided more context for understanding how this violence was escalating.
That UMG situation is a giant. The people we see aren't really the people behind it.
Right.
It's deeper than we know.
He was suggesting that Universal Music Group had deeper involvement in orchestrating these beefs than anyone realized.
And when you go to playing with something like, he's requesting he wants a piece of UMG. That's one of his demands.
Drake.
The revelation that...
Listen, man. Universal Music Group, they should give him a piece of it. I feel like he's making them all their money. For real,
Drake was trying to secure ownership stakes in his own label, added another layer to understand why this beef was getting so intense. It wasn't just about rap supremacy. It was about millions of dollars in corporate control.
But when you got lawsuits going on and certain demands going on, and I don't know, man. I hope.
Even Wack, with all his industry knowledge, seemed nervous about where this was heading.
Drake has never done anything to me. He's always showed me love. It's just I hope he knows what he's doing when he's playing with this type of situation.
The warning was real.
I hope he does too, because the streets don't play. They leave you lay, and where you lay, you better pray.
It could get bigger than him.
That now warning hit Deering, suggesting that this beef had grown into something that could consume Drake completely, regardless of his wealth, fame, or connections. As these dark connections and violent incidents kept stacking up, the hip-hop community was forced to face some...
I like that movie, though. I fuck with Drake. I like both their music. I don't even know why they battling, for real. They shouldn't even be battling. They should be collabing and get the money.
Was asking one
Get the bag.
How much more violence could this beef generate before someone ended up in a body bag?
Don't need none.
The ultimate disrespect. Kendrick violates Toronto. After months of death threats, bloody shootings, and murder case connections swirling around this Drake-Kendrick street war, the moment of ultimate truth was about to go down. When Kendrick announced his grand national tour with SCA, including a stop at Toronto's Rogers Center on June 12, 2025, the entire hip-hop world went into shock. Industry OGs couldn't believe
June 12, he already did that.
This wasn't just bold. This was some kamikaze-level disrespect that could easily get a nigga
awesome.
smoked. Wack 100
I'm
broke
glad
down
he
the
went.
magnitude of what was about to happen with that street wisdom that only comes from surviving decades in the game.
Well, that's Drake's hometown. How do you think this is going to go down?
Show?
He gonna do a show? At least Drake ain't in control of Toronto, because he ain't stopping that show. Okay,
At all.
We can paint that picture because they've been
It's already been booked at this point.
The implications was crushing Drake's whole mystique.
So for them to book Kendrick up there like that,
that shows you ain't running your city. That shows you ain't running your city. Bruh. At all.
It's letting you know either it was a myth or how much pull he had.
Facts.
And or they saying, hey, look, out with the old, in with the new.
If Drake really ran Toronto like his stands claimed, how the was Kendrick able to secure the city's biggest venue to essentially throw a Drake party?
It's a new king here.
I mean, what's gonna happen when
nothing
Kendrick performs Not Like Us in Toronto? Because he's gonna have to perform it. There's no way he could do that show without performing that song.
The prediction was obvious but terrifying.
He might start it out with that one.
What are you talking about? And everybody was wondering if this nigga would make it out alive. The Toronto Triumph represented way more.
More people like me that'll stand right in front of him, man. No cap. He got men that'll stand in front of his ass from that bullet.
The entire cultural landscape. The enthusiastic reception of Not Like Us in Drake's hometown proved that Kendrick had transcended mere artistic victory and achieved something closer to complete.
And he's still walking, huh? And he's still walking.
Kendrick's previous wins, including his Grammy sweep for Not Like Us and his Super Bowl performance, had already established his cultural supremacy.
Them jewels
but the
gleaming,
Toronto show
bro.
was deering. It was a direct challenge to Drake's supposed territorial control.
Facts, right in your face. I'm in your hometown. What you gonna do about it?
Whack 100's earlier breakdown of the corporate game behind the scenes provided more context for understanding this cultural shift.
That high five between Dr.
blow to their other star.
It ain't gonna stop.
Ain't gonna stop.
It'll be damn
messages calling himself a mob boss painted the picture of a nigga who had completely lost touch with reality. The Toronto show represented the ultimate violation of everything Drake claimed about his inuence and street credibility. All them death threats from Top 5, all the violence that had been popular.
Yeah, where was he at?
All the attempts at intimidation.
Laid up with his is that a result of it?
Possible. He had turned Drake's own city against him, achieving something that seemed impossible just months before.
Not like us.
40 pounds do a lot of talk. Ain't nobody worried about dude. You know, Kendrick could be all right.
Whack 100's earlier dismissal of Top 5's threats had proven to be prophetic. For all the tough talk and intimidation tactics, when push came to shove, the threats was revealed to be nothing but hot air.
He is who he
Crickets.
Is. His team is gonna make sure he's right, and he's focused, and he come from a city where he was
gotta be focused
and had to walk down the street in that.
Kendrick's Compton pedigree had prepared him for exactly this type of situation, walking into hostile territory with real killers potentially waiting and
like walking in a war zone. Walking in Compton ain't no different than walking in Iraq.
Still coming out victorious.
Bro, nobody has an issue with Drake. It was a rap battle, a friendly one. This was a rap battle, a friendly one. Nobody disliked Drake.
Friendly.
Drake didn't lose any fans or lose anything from us. Drake is still Drake.
Whack's attempt to downplay what had happened sounded desperate when measured against what everyone had just witnessed. The Toronto concert wasn't just a successful performance, it was a definitive statement about power, authenticity, and street credibility.
That's where we're gonna leave it at, street credibility. I hope y'all like this. This was my reaction to what was going on with the beef with Dre and Kendrick Lamar. If y'all like it, please like it. If you didn't, please didn't. It's up to you, man. Make sure you comment down below and let me know what you thought about all this. Let me know what you think about the beef. You think that is it squared up now, or is Kendrick up 1-0 on Dre? Let me know in the comment section, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.